Dear students, today we will discuss new National Education Policy 2020. The National Education Policy 2020 NEP, which was approved by the Union Cabinet of India on 29th July 2020, outlines the vision of India's new education system. The new policy replaced the previous National Policy on Education in 1986. The policy is a comprehensive framework for elementary education to higher education as well as vocational training in both rural and urban India. The policy aims to transform India's education system by 2040. New Education Policy 2020 announced aims at increasing the public investment to such 6% of GDP at the earliest. Ministry of Human Resource Development MHRD has been renamed as the Ministry of Education. Right to education until class 12 age of 18 years. 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. School education key highlights: universalization of early childhood care education ECCE, National Mission of Foundational Literacy and Numeracy, curriculum to integrate 21st century skills, mathematical thinking and scientific temper. No rigid separation between art and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams. Education of gifted children. Vocational integration from class 6 onward. Emphasize on mother tongue till class 5th. Activity-based learning below class 2nd. Multilingualism and the power of language, medium of instruction till class 5th, preferably till 8 to be home language and mother language. Reforms in exams, board exams to be broken into two to test core capabilities. New National Assessment Center, a standard setting body for assessment of students pan India. Vocational education by 2025. At least 50% of students to have moved to vocational education. New pedagogical and curricular restructure of education. Class 9th to 12 is 14 to 18 years, secondary level, like that multidisciplinary study, greater critical thinking, flexibility and students' choice of students. Class 6 to 8th age 11th to 14 years, middle stage, like that experiential learning in the science, mathematical, social sciences and humanities. Class 3rd to 5th is 8 to 11 years, preparatory stage, like that playway, discovery and activity based and interactive classroom learning. Class 1 to 2nd, age 6 to 8 years. Total 3 years. Anganwadi and preschool stage, foundational stage, like that multi-way level, playway activity based learning. What are the major recommendations of the NEP in higher education? Replacing the UGC and the AICTE with the Higher Education Commission of India. Opening up India higher education to foreign players. Reintroduction of the 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor's program with exit options. Flexibility of institutions to offer different designs for master's programs. Discontinuations of the MPhil course. Setting up of a vocational research foundations. Teacher recruitments and teacher education. Minimum qualification degree for teaching will be a 4-year integrated B.Ed degree by 2030. Teacher recruitment based on TET and TA test and teaching demonstration TET mandatory for teaching. Minimum 50 hours of in-service training per teacher per year. National Professional Standards for Teachers by 2022. Mandatory for every PhD students to be a module on teacher education. Role of government bodies, departments and institutions. State Department to look after policy making, Directorate of Education to look after operations, SCERT to look after academic and state school standards authority to set minimum common standards for online self-disclosures by all public and private schools. Random sampling of students for continuous online feedback on self-disclosures by schools. Engagement of social workers, alumni, retired teachers and volunteers with schools. Strengthening the Central Advisory Board of Education CABE for developing, articulating, evaluating and revising the vision of education on continuous basis in collaboration with MHRD and corresponding apex bodies of states. It's desirable that Ministry of Human Resource Development MHRD be redesigned as Ministry of Education MOE to bring the focus back on education and learning. In short, National Education Policy 2020 contributing to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing higher quality education to all. Thanks.